What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. All right, it is the 10th day of July. Here we are at $2.47. Bitcoin is at new all-time highs. We're at 112.7K, essentially. Crazy, right? Crazy stuff. I am anticipating a little volatility here, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. You know, if we're looking at this liquidation map here for Bitcoin USDT on Binance, there are a lot of longs that will get cleared out if we go back down to like 110K. There's like 170, and that's just there. XRP, I was looking at this, and the data I feel like is not really that conclusive. So we're going to go to, we're going to look back at BTC here. You know, BTC here over the 30-day period, we do have some shorts to clear out, about $1 billion in shorts. If we make our way up to about, you know, another $1,000 from here, and if we were to go $1,000 in the opposite direction, you know, down to what we're at 112.6, so 111.6. 111.6K, not even $100 million, you guys. Not even, like, it's so weighted to the shorts being squeezed that I think that we will continue to see this move up a little bit, and then we should, probably when we get to like 114, 115K, probably will move back down. There'll probably be some longs that pile in, and we'll clear those out. Bitcoin, I know we're talking about Bitcoin. We'll get to XRP, but just understand I have a grand scheme here. Okay, I have a grand scheme. We got in and out of the overbought zone here for Bitcoin. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Right here, we got in and out of the overbought zone. Right here, we got in and out of the overbought zone. Here we got in and out of the overbought zone, right? Whenever you got into it, you got out of it, you saw a slightly higher high, then you crashed. Look at how much you crashed before really running, okay? Here you got in and out of the overbought zone. You got in, you got out, you saw a slightly higher high, and then you crashed before you started running. Here, you got in and out of the overbought zone. You got in, you got out, you saw a slightly higher high, and then you crashed before moving higher, right? Here we are, in and out of the overbought zone. We're seeing a slightly higher high. What's going to happen? I don't know. I'm just saying there's a lot of longs to be cleared out there, man. I know we got $1 billion, $1.5 billion at 114K. That's a lot. We got $7 billion at 106,000. We've got $2 billion at 110,000, right? 114K from here is about the same distance as 110K, and those longs will likely only pile on as we go higher, right? So just keep that in mind. Okay, keep that in mind. I'm not anticipating that we see any kind of crazy correction that ends the bull market or anything like that, but I think we're going to see something. And again, I've got a grand scheme of this. We're going to talk about XRP in a second. We're going to see something that will give the bears hope that we're double topping. Okay, it's the full moon. It's the full moon, and every time, and this ties very well into what I was just saying, I think. Every time that we've had a full moon this year in 2025 for XRP, we have found a relative high. XRP, I feel like, tends to tell the truth more than Bitcoin does as far as the market directional heading is, right? Bitcoin fakes out a lot of people. It really does. It's very leveraged, very leveraged, over-leveraged even, right? XRP, I feel like, is a little bit more honest. I don't know why, but I feel like it is more honest. And let's just be honest. Let's look at this here, okay? I'm going to remember this. We're going to go through this data. 13, 12, 14, 12, 12, 11, 10. Hold on. 13, 12, 14, 12, 12, 11, 10. Okay. Bear with me. Okay. We're getting to the good stuff. And I addressed this a little bit earlier today, too. What was it? 13, 12, 14, 12, 12, 11, 10. Okay. So January 13th. February 12th, March 14th, April 12th, May 12th, and then June 11th. Oops, that was not there. And then today. Today is the next full moon, okay? Here we go, June 11th, not June 10th, June 11th. Okay, so far in XRP's existence, I guess except for January. Okay, so except for the very first full moon this year, you did grow. Inevitably, you actually did come back down below that area, but that's not the point, okay? We're in a bit of a hype phase in the markets. We're probably in a hype phase right now, so I mean, to be fair, maybe we should compare it more with this. We'll see. We look at February 12th here. That was not a relative high. I thought it was for some reason. I thought it was very near relative high. You continue to grow, so both times here continued to grow afterwards for about 1, 2, 3 days. 1, 2, 3 days. Hey, that's exciting. And then you crashed. Okay. Here, March 14th, you grew a little bit and then you moved down, moved up a little bit more and then you went down. Here, April 12th, you moved down, right? You went up a little bit, but then you moved down. You went up a little bit the next day and then you moved down a little bit. Boring. Here on May 12th, you were up and then you moved down. Here, you moved down, right? We've had a bunch of red ones in a row. Maybe we are actually due for a bullish one. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. It's the buck moon from what it said here, buck moon. Maybe we're gonna get some bucks, you guys. A couple of XRP bucks. Gonna be worth more than a $4 bill, $4. I don't know. There's no $4 bills out there. There's probably gonna be though some odd dollar bills coming out soon. I would assume, because if the dollar inflates more than it is, man, $1 bills are gonna become irrelevant. We're going to need like $200 bills, $300 bills. Anyways, getting on a whole different topic here. $2.47, getting into the TA. Just the idea here, though, that the moon phases, the last 1, 2, 3, I would even say 4 in a row around that time have been high points that we've gone down from. Whether it's a little bit or a lot of it or a little bit and then a lot, you know, or a little bit up first and then down. A lot of these moon phases, except for the first 2, were actually bearish. I thought for some reason I'm misremembering. I thought that the first 2 were bearish, but maybe I'm just remembering afterwards you dropped each time. But I would say that was a bullish example both those times. And again, running with this idea, maybe we're overdue for a bullish one. We're certainly looking bullish here, you guys. Certainly we are. Let's look at this here. Bitcoin's moving down a little bit, and I do anticipate that we will move down a little bit, but that's okay. $2.47 right now. Overbought. We love to see it. Bitcoin's moving down, and you're still moving up. I mean, it's up overall, so in all fairness, but high to low, 786. You found resistance here. Okay, so look, you were finding resistance at your golden ratio a bunch. We've popped this area. You're right at your first target. I don't think you stop here. I would think you continue going higher to 255. If not there, 265. You'll probably find resistance somewhere in this area. Okay, you have this giant, absolutely massive looking W pattern. Can you see it? Can you see the 2 cups, right? Let me draw it differently for you. Right, where you've got this over here, like that. Massive W. And oftentimes whenever you break above this area, that's whenever you fly, right? That's when you really do fly. Bitcoin, for example, on the 4-hour time frame here, whenever you had this relative W here, you broke above that central point, and look, you flew right through the freaking roof, right? XRP, same kind of concept. But before Bitcoin flew, if we're looking at it, you ran up to this area, you found resistance right here, you dropped down. It's not that significant, $1,000, but you did drop down, you found resistance, you kind of consolidated, and then you moved up higher. On a 4-hour basis, right? XRP, this is on a daily basis, so it might take more time. I'm just trying to offer the idea that we might run up to this area, consolidate around like 260 to 250, or around the area that we're at now, consolidate in this area maybe between today and going into next week, and then next week we'll break out. Once you bust through this, though, it's on, guys. Once you break through this XRP, I'm thinking that this won't just be big for XRP, but it'll be big for the rest of the markets too. XRP's been kind of a market leader. Not kind of, it has been. It's been a market leader this whole damn cycle. And you get above this area, you're also crossing through the threshold of your golden ratio. You do that, we're up and running to $3 or more as early as next week, guys. It could really be next week that we're up at $3. And that gets us in a really good situation to see new all-time highs by the end of the month. I really wouldn't be surprised if we did see $4 to $5 by the end of the month. Or more. It could happen, but I'm thinking more will probably be reserved for August, but time will tell. $2.47 now, 7 hours, 12 minutes left in the day. Assuming that we've got some bullish stuff. I don't normally make 2 videos a day on XRP, but it's being exciting right now, so let's talk about it. 4-hour time frame, looking very bullish. Got overbought, bounced in the overbought zone. You're seeing deeper readings in the RSI than you've seen in a while. Let's look at something with some volume. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Not Bitstamp. Coinbase. Volume is dying off as we're going higher, but yeah, you know, we got 3 hours left. Let's see how this one does. If we're moving up higher, that's the thing though. We're moving up higher. There's not a lot of volume on this 4-hour candle. 3 hours left. We could move down. We could. It's very possible that we do move down from here before moving too much higher, or maybe at first we go up to that 250, 260 area, move up a little bit, and then we come down. Don't get too excited, and definitely don't get depressed if we move back down to like 235, 240, something in that area, right? You were consolidating in this area for a solid amount of time. It might make sense that once you break out, that you back tested for support before running up higher. So, though, A lot of people look for stuff like that. They kind of anticipate that and they hope for that. They hope in their little bull boots that they'll get a chance to buy down here. And XRP and other cryptos tend to take those hopes and dreams away from you because it's like you're either in or you're out. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually found support somewhere just above this like 235 area. Maybe we do find support right, or just above that 233 area. Maybe we find support at 235 or 240. We're at 247 now, so nothing too crazy. But regardless, if we move up from here, we move down from here, I'm expecting support, and then we go higher. If we do get back into this range, that would be a little bit unorthodox. It wouldn't be ideal, I suppose, but I wouldn't be worried about the price, guys. I really would not be worried about the price at all. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. I've done a lot of talking, so I'm done there. If you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We're going places, you guys, and we got some high places to go to. It's just going to be a little bit of time until we're there. I think next week should be very exciting for not just XRP, but for the rest of crypto as well. So holding out for that. I got nothing else, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.